This is Irontrader. This is the last call of the day. So I'm going to take a look here at Bitcoin, at Ethereum, ETH, look at gold, silver, and crude oil, and natural gas. And this video is for information purposes only, not a recommendation to buy, selling stock, commodity, ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. At the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin daily and your weekly chart, which is always you want to take a look at. All right, you can see here we had this nice tweezer top, sold right on down, and we're holding this here, this 99,250, very, very nicely. Okay, now you can see Friday where it held it, it rallied right on up here, right into the 200-day. Then we had a little gap up situation, and now we're sitting here right around that 8-day. Okay, so right now what we want to watch is on the downside is watch that 105.83, very, very key. Okay, then we watch today's low, 104.565. Then we're looking at that 104.271. There's your 200-day. And then we look at the gap fill at 104.220 level. Okay. Then what we can do is we can come right on down. Let me just see if I can take that out a little bit here. What we want to do, let me just see here. Okay, there we go. What we want to do here is we want to always look here to the left of the chart. So bottom line, if we lose that, you're looking at 101.390 level. We'll come down here at the bottom of this candle at 108.15 level. And this is the key level that we're looking for is this 99.90, even though we only made 99.250, got to hold that. Okay, we start losing that situation. We'll come right to the top there. You're looking at 98.615 level. We'll come on top of there. 96.780 level. We'll come top of there. 94.745. And then we had this 91.970 level. And we'll come right to the left of the chart here at that roughly 86,000 level. Okay. Now, again, we have to lose a lot, that 8-day to 200-day, and basically there's retest in order to do all that. But again, I like to show you where it could possibly go. Now, today, we had a nice higher high here, 107.30 level. Okay, that's very nice. This is the next level that we're looking for. Right there is at 107.770, and then we're looking for 108.921 level. That is going to be your 21 simple moving average. We get above that, then we can do is we can just come right over here to the bottom of that candle. You're looking at 109.820 level here. Okay, then we come up top of this candle. You're looking at that 111.290. We have 111.630. We come up there. We at that 111.785 level. Then we have 112.355. But then we're looking for the big boy up here at 112.965. That's your 50-day. And we have the old Hondo up here at 113.64. Now, the price right now is above the 8-day, 200-day, which is good. But you got to get back above that 21-day, that 50-day, and that 100-day in order to break that downtrend situation that we have going. And then we can retest this tweezer top situation right there at that 116.570 level. Okay, so we had a little consolidation, and then we can see where it can rally right on up here. Now we're only sitting at 44. That's plenty of room to run. The green is below your red here, but you can see how those little bars are moving on up here. We can get that to curl up. We can at least try to take out that 21 simple moving average. Now by Friday, you can see how nice this is still holding very, very nicely. Okay, even though it came down, you notice that it closed above the 50-day. Now we have what they call an inside week here so far. Okay. So far, this has to go all the way to Friday. Now, your upside, your big target is going to be right here, that 8-day, 110.773, and then 113.233. But you notice how that 8-day crossed over. Okay, so again, that doesn't mean it can't go rally back up here again. But when it crosses over, that provides very, very strong resistance. You need to get back above that to take that bad boy higher, okay? So we'll watch that on Friday. Now, also by Friday, we want to make sure that we hold that 103.735, and then here's the key level, 99.90. Very, very important number that we need to hold. Okay, now what we got going here, we had this negative divergence. See how we have a high here, okay? We have a lower high. We have a high here. We have a higher high. Not good. That came right on down. But right now we're sitting at 47. The green is below your red. Nothing's curled up as of yet. So you got to be a little bit patient in this. But just remember, that's a weekly chart, so it takes a little bit of time. The bottom line, okay, when those futures open at 6 tonight, watch that 8-day, watch that 21-day, and then watch that retest of 99.250. Upside, we're looking for that 21-day. We can crack above it. We have resistance here, but we're really looking for that 112 level, that 50-day, and we're looking for that Hondo up here, 100-day at 113.646 level. Okay, easy way to trade this. IBIT for the long, BITX for the long, that's 2-time leverage, and BITI if you're doing a little short ski. Okay, let's take a look here at Ethereum. Okay, here we have Ethereum. Now, we're always charting the ETF, ETHU, but that's a 2-time leverage. So we're going to chart the actual commodity here from now on. Okay, so you can see here how we had this 48.80. We retested that bad boy with 47.99. We basically double top situation, and then she just sold off. But the chart, if you look at it, looks pretty much like Bitcoin. Okay, very, very similar. Okay, now I don't trade Ethereum, I trade Bitcoin, but again, very, very similar situation. Okay, so on the downside here, this is what you're watching is 35.45. Then we look to today's low, 35.14. There's your gap. And then we look to the top of that candle at 34.85. Gap and then fill. Okay. Then what we do is we just look right over here as we're coming on down here. Just look to the left of the chart there. Your next good target zone is going to be that 33.24 level. And then we can come down to the bottom of this candle here. You're looking at 34.72. Then we'll come down here to Friday's low at that 32.02. Then we look in here, right here, the retest is 30.73 and then that 30.61 level. But these are going to be very, very important here. Okay, that 32.56 and right there at that 32.02 level, that's going to be very, very key. And then we can always do that retest at 30.73 level. Okay, so that's what we have on the downside. Now, on the upside, we take a little peek ski here. Okay, so we're looking here. We're looking at that 36.70. What we're looking for is right across the board here at 30.73. We made a little bit higher than that there at that 36.70. Okay, so rallying up. So really, your next big target is going to be that 21-day at 38.15, and then we have your 100-day sitting at 38.49. Now, we get above that, we can take these candles right on up here very nicely. 39.39 level. We'll come up here. You got 40.41 level, and then we're going to be looking for right here is that 50-day at 41.36. Then obviously we had that 43.13 as the top of that candle right up here. Bottom line here, we got to see this has not curled over. Okay, so a lot of times what these price channels do, and then they go and they come and then they flatten out. This one has not curled over here yet. So bottom line here is just watch the top of that candle, that 42.58 level. That's going to be very, very key here before you come all the way up to there. Okay, so before we watch that 43.13, because we don't know if that's going to hold, let's just take a look at that. If we can get above this 21-day, 100-day, 50-day, then we'd be looking for that top right there at that candle at that 42.58 level. Okay, but right now you got a lot of resistance there. So basically, here's what you watch. You just watch that 8-day on the downside. Okay, we watch that gap. We watch that fill, and then we have that retest down there at 30.73. Upside at 21 days is going to be huge, huge resistance. And then we have the 100-day right above that at that 38.49. If we get above that, then we have that 50-day. So let's just watch those futures when this opens the back up here at 6 p.m. tonight. Now, we take a look at the weekly chart. You can see here, we had that double top situation, came right on down. Then we made a nice little higher high. But look at here, you can see here, another double top situation. Okay, then she came right on down. But look at old pencil here. Okay, came down, went through the 50-day, right into the 100-day. Look how nice that is. Okay, then she went right up, and so far we have what they call that inside week. Now, you can see how this 8 day is rolling over. Crosses that 21-day, that's going to be very, very strong resistance. So right now, watch that 38.75 21-day and that 39.10. So it'd be nice by Friday to get above all this. Then we can have a nice good run, possibly at that retest at that 48.80 level. Downside, this 50-day is going to be everything. The 100-day is going to be everything. We lose that, we could come down here, retest this 200 SMA. All right, let's take a look here now at gold and silver. All right, here we have the gold. Here we have the silver. Took a little bit. I'm still long here on the GLD. Okay, because what I'm watching is right here is that 21-day. That's very, very key. Now you look at this 8-day, see how it rounded up here? It's rounded up. If that crosses over that 21-day, you can push that price all the way up to that 43.98 retest. Okay, now we had a nice consolidation off of this bear flag, and now we're rolling here. The key is holding that. Watch those futures at 6 p.m. to see if it can hold that 40.97, and I'll decide if I'm going to dump the GLD or not. So today, so far, we got up to 41.23. We're looking right to the left here, and what do you have? 41.23. Look at that shit. See that? You can't get any better than that. Okay. Next level we go up. It's right going to be right there. 41.59. We have 41.71. 41.75. That's going to be your next level. Okay. We get above that, we come right to the bottom of that at 42.29 level. Then we can rally all the way up to there, 43.46, and maybe that 43.98. So everything you always need to know is right here of your resistance levels, which are basically just your upside targets. Okay, so right today we went up to that 41.23. Boom, 41.23. Look at that. She's a beaut, Clark. Okay, so downside to watch that 21-day. We lose that. Look, the Friday's high, 40.35. Look, the next day's high 40.28, but really the 8-day is key at 40.13. We lose that here, we could come down to the bottom at 39.73. It'll come down there at 39.35, and then we have that 50-day 39.17, and then your big retest at 39.01. But you got to lose that 8-day in order to do that. But again, that 8-day curling up here, we get across that 21-day, very, very bullish to go all the way on up. Okay, nosebleed came right on down here. Now we're only at 57. Now we got room to run. Okay, look at here. See those little bars, how they rally on up, pushing that green bar over. We cross over. This could take this price right back to that retest. Silver, another great trade today. I jumped in, got a little bit late. Yeah, I admit that, but good trade on the SLV. Now, bear flag situation, come down here, another bear flag, but consolidation, couldn't get through this 21-day. Look how strong that 21 days. Now look at today, boom, right on up. But look at this 8-day. Now see how that 8-day is curling up? You cross over that 21-day, you're going to send that right to that retest. So far today, we hit this high of 50.46 level. So all I have to do is look to the left of the chart here. Okay, you got this 50.31 level. Your next good target's going to be right to the bottom of that candle, 51.19, and then we'll come up there, 51.83, and then we have there 52.63, and then 53.76. Your retest. We crack that, you're going to 55. Okay, so right now I'm going to decide here at the end of the day. I still got SLV, and I still got GLD going. So two really, really nice trades. Now 60, yeah, plenty of room to run here. This was the old nosebleed up here. Now we can retest that nosebleed. Now look at here how nice this is curling back up here. Little bars moving on up. Man, this looks like we're going to go possibly do the old retest. All right, take a look here at the old crude ski. Okay, here we have crude oil. Okay, so I was pointing out here left shoulder, head, and right shoulder, but the right shoulder is dragging on quite a bit. And what we have is we have this chart coming on down at a declining chart situation. Okay, so let me just see if I can pick that up, make it a little bit easier for you. There we go. Now you're talking. Okay, so upside, we can see this 8-day how strong. Okay, popped up, couldn't close it, pop up, couldn't close it, couldn't close, and now we're sitting right there. Okay, 60.21, that's what we're looking for. We get above that, we can go over here, top of that candle, looking at 60.46, we come up top of there, 61.09, but we're really looking for that 61.48. Then we got to see what the reaction is. See, look at the past, see? Could not close above, so we got to respect that 50 SMA. Okay, just like we did the 21-day there on the silver. It took a long time, finally did a little popski, got right on up. Okay, now, we get above that 60.48, we got 62.59, then we have the 100-day, 63.61, 64.90, and then we come all the way at the top here at that 66.42. Now, crude oil is kind of like, it's flat, but it's, it's holding there pretty good because possible when we get this government back together again, and maybe this, will solve the problem and maybe take a little bit more on the oil. However, this time of the year, you got to give this another 5 weeks. It doesn't really look like that great for a crude oil. But again, I trade both directions. UCO for the long, SCO for the short, working very, very nice. Okay, now, wasn't much trading in there. Very, very small move. Okay, 49.64, that's your key support level. We lose that, we come right to the bottom here, looking at 59.32. We come down there, looking at 58.83. We lose that, top of the candle, 58.08. Bottom of the candle, 57.34. Bottom of the candle, 58.08. Okay, and then we have your, right here, 55.96. That's your big retest. We lose that. Obviously, 55.12, that's your key number. But right now, we're holding it pretty strong. Okay, we're basically going here between the 21-day and that 8-day. And eventually, we just have sideways action. Something's going to give. It's either going to pop up or she's going to pop down, one or the other. Now, sideways action, not really telling us a whole lot there. It's just that it's just not going up or down. However, you still have that left shoulder, that head, the right shoulder is kind of draining out here. Don't get me wrong. And we have that declining situation. But, we got to just trade what we have on the old charts. Okay, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All right, here we have natural gas. Okay, a little wet and wild there today, okay? So what we had is a low, higher low situation. Contract roll, we gapped right on up, okay? So if you're trading UNG or BOIL or KOLD or any ETF, you notice that they didn't move because of the contract roll, they're not going to move. Okay, so we have this price channel going on right here, rolling all the way up here. We have that 4.42 level. Okay, so all you have to do is look right to the left here, and what do you have? 4.42. Okay, just that simple. Now today we made this high. We got high as 4.509. Okay, well, how did it get all the way up there? Well, because it went right here, the top of that candle, 4.51. See that shit? Okay, so everything like I've been telling you, is sitting right here. Okay, so when I seen that, boom. I did a little scalp in the UNG today. Worked out really good. Okay, it got as low as 13.75 and 14.03. I got 20 cents out of it today, but I'm trading 5,000 shares, so that was pretty good just in the natural gas. Okay, sometimes you gotta just take what it is. Right? So that's what we're looking for. We're looking right to the left of the chart, 4.51, and we have 4.5 next, 55 next, and then we have 4.58, and then we can go all the way to the top here at 4.9. Now remember, when I trade, I'm up here you can trade all night long. Okay, so UNG is 24 hours. UCO, 24 hours. Tesla, Palantir, Google, Netflix, Lulu, Apple, Microsoft, TQQ, Meta, Amazon, Enemy. You can trade them 24 hours starting Sunday night at 8 o'clock. So a lot of times here, I don't wait till the morning to put in trades. I put those trades in advance, and if they hit, and then when I go to I sell, when it comes up to the resistance, and I can see that's not going to go anymore, boom, I sell. Okay, now whether it is, okay, so you got 20 cents. 20 cents times 5,000 shares. That's not bad here just for one little trade. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It all depends. But again, that's just one trade in natural gas. I do, I don't know, a dozen trades a day on different things. So that's, kind of doesn't really mean anything kind of situation. But remember, you can trade these all 24 hours. So you don't have to wait till 9:30 to trade or 7 o'clock in the morning to trade or thing. Trade at 2 o'clock in the morning. My computers are running. I start them up there at that Sunday night. Boom. They're on all the way till Friday night. Everything's rolling. I got 2 PCs, 10 screens. Everything is good. I come into the office. Boom. I got an office right in the home. Anything you want. It's done. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I like that whole situation where you have access all the time. Okay. I have a really nice office here. I got a built-in gym, bar, the whole 9 yards, and it really works out good. I can do everything I need right here. Okay. Works out good. Now, downside here. Well, what we're doing, the came right on down. We're going to come make to a low today. You made a 4.26. 4.25. Wow, what a shock. Okay, so that's what we're looking at as key support is 4.25. Then we'll come right to the bottom of the candle, 4.18. We'll come to the bottom candle there. That 4.08. Okay, come right to the bottom there. You're looking at 4.01 level. Okay, we come right on top of that candle. You're looking at 386, and then work yourself all the way down here to that 375 level. There's your gap. This is your fill. And then we have your 21-day and we have your 200-day. But as long as that 8 day is holding, we're going to have sideways to up action. Okay, now this guy looks like this is way oversold. Yes and no, because when you have a contract roll, it rolls everything right up. That's why I usually wait a little bit of time. I couldn't help myself last week. I see that rolling, I said, I got to jump in. And I say it's very, very, just jump right in and just do a day trade. And that's all I did today, just a day trade. I have no position in natural gas right now. Okay, so again, let's just watch that 8 day when the future's open. That's going to be key. Okay, and then we want to watch that 4.42. And then we want to watch today's high. Okay, roughly 4.51. We crack above 4.58, 4.55, 5.8, and then big retest going on. Okay, so patience is the key. Let the trade come to you. Don't force anything. If the trade's not there, it isn't there. Again, just take your profits. Okay, 20 cents. Okay, yeah, 20 cents times 5,000 shares. Good trade, good trade, good trade. Okay, now sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. It doesn't matter. It's just one trade. That money's already in the pocket. What do I care? Natural gas could go off the hook. Don't care. Could go up. Don't care. Okay, we'll get it in one way or the other. That's the key. Let the trade come to you. And for God's sakes, use stop losses. Okay, take a little bit loss. I don't want to see you down at the pier selling ShamWows. Okay, that's not a good look for you. Trust me, it's not a good look for you. All right, that's what I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning, and we'll do it all over again. Trade what's in front of you, not what you want.